This is another half-time interview with a long-standing supporter, and also today it's the Hospitality at Colchester station manager, Mark Roberts. Mark, how long have you been coming to Lairo?
Oh, I can't remember. I think probably since the mid-70s. So I don't know how many years that is. Try and work that one out. But probably mid-70s, since I was about 5 or 6.
And your favourite memories, because obviously the longer you attend a ground, the more memories you're going to gather. So what are those favourite memories?
So probably my favourite memories are two things. Firstly, evening games, because I've never been to any sort of football matches where evening games have been as good as they've ever been at Colchester United. But secondly, in the earlier days, before all the sort of segregation that you see around the ground now, you used to be able to go and stand and walk around in different places. And I remember sort of, as a youngster, sort of hovering around, sort of probably around here before the match kicked off to work out whether Colchester were going to be kicking towards the clock end or to Layer Road end. And although it was called the clock end, there wasn't a clock down there when I used to stand down there. It was windswept and the concrete was at funny angles, but that was probably my two best memories.
Do you remember the wooden terracing behind where you are now, where the visiting supporters are standing? Terraces 1 and 2 at the Layer Road end, wooden terracing that used to have quite a bounce to it. Do you remember that?
Definitely the wooden terracing. I stood for a Manchester United match in there on that wooden terracing, and it was a great place to stand. I think the main difference between the wooden terracing that used to be there and the concrete terracing is now is that the wooden terracing, I seem to remember, was much higher, so you got much higher up at the back. So I think that was quite a surprise when the wooden terracing came out and the concrete went back in, that you were that much lower down.
And favourite players to have played at this famous ground?
Oh, loads of favourite players. I mean, probably if I just have to think of a couple, Roy McDonough for the whole package of being manager and what he did to sort of get us out of the conference and back. And he was a sort of player that we used to stand behind the goal, and when he came to receive a corner, he would come up and just have a little chat with the people in the crowd in the middle of the game, and that sort of is good for a sort of a youngster to see that. But somebody like Loire, definitely for the excitement factor, where he could just come along, and when he came on the pitch, the whole place just went electric. And of course, after he scored the goal with the somersaults and flips that I think eventually he was stopped from doing, but just two to name out of a whole host that I could name.
No doubt you've watched games from various positions in this ground, and you're currently situated in the main stand seating. What's your favourite position, and have you seen games from all parts of the ground?
Yeah, definitely. I've sort of turned into more of an old age person now, and I sit down, and I'm going to have to sit down in the new ground, so I might as well get used to it. I think I've been everywhere. I think when I started, I was over on what is now the family enclosure, although I don't believe it was called the family enclosure then. Behind the Layer Road goal here, that was a place. Also down at the other end, before that was made into a seating area, and sort of various places around. So I think I've experienced everywhere. If I had to say where was my favourite, it would be down here, right behind the goal of the Layer Road end. And of course, it's impossible to do that now unless you're an away fan.
And you're certainly not an away fan. So what will you miss most about this ground that stood here for 101 years?
I think probably just the whole atmosphere. I think the whole ground is so tight and so threatening, and it's something that we seem to have lost a bit during this season because the results haven't been going our way. The whole thing is just so tight on the pitch, and you go to some other grounds and it's all just so spread out and you feel so distant. But here you're on top of the game, and I think that adds to the excitement.
I'm going to add a couple of quick questions which is not on my list. Will you, like me, be getting any memorabilia from this ground when it closes?
I don't know what's on offer. I'm not sure if I
your
should...
seat, for instance.
I'm not sure whether in the last game whether I should just pick it up and take it off, or whether there'll be a policeman at the door that'll frisk me down to make sure I haven't taken anything. But I certainly think, and I think the club should do something. It would be nice to have something to remember this ground by. I'm not sure whether I'd go as far as what you would go and take a lighting pylon or a turnstile with me though.
I might be able to get a turnstile. Can't take the floodlight ones because they are going to the new ground. Put yourself on the line, Mark. Which league are Colchester going to be playing in next season when that new stadium opens in July/August?
My heart tells me it's got to be Championship. It would be such a shame to go to a nice new ground that's being built on Cuckoo Farm for us not to be in the Championship. I think that would be very disappointing. I think my head tells me the points are running away from us. It's looking like an uphill struggle to get where we want to be, but I think we've got to have the passion, and I think Colchester United have always had players with passion, and I think it's time now for that passion to kick in. Hopefully George has given them an absolute rocket at half-time. They'll come out and get 3 points this afternoon, and we'll be able to build enough points just to keep us out of it. I don't think we want any miracles or playoff positions, but if we can just keep out of trouble and get to the new stadium and the new ground, perhaps get some more new players in to strengthen and give the squad more breadth, I think we could be in with a shout.
Mark, thank you very much.